Hello everyone. So in what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna go through the topic test that you guys did last Thursday, and I'm gonna go through some of the questions that a lot of you got wrong. Okay. So in terms of the results, the average was about 56%. So I reckon we have a lot to improve from that. So let's just get started. So first, I'm going to go through the questions where only about 40 to 54% of you got correct. So these are called the orange questions, and let's just get started. So the first one is going to be question 8. Now with this question, I didn't actually expect many people to get this wrong, but basically you just have to use the formula. So remember, the area of a trapezium is equal to what? Is A plus B times by the height times by a half, right? So you just have to substitute the numbers into the formula. Now it doesn't matter which order you do it, so it could be h times a plus b or a plus b times h. So in this case you get 23 plus 45 times by the height, which is 24, times a half. And make sure you substitute this into your calculator and you have the answer, right? So 23 plus 45 times by the 24, which is the height, times by a half. And there you go, 816. So, I mean, no one should have gotten this one right, in my opinion. Question 11. Okay, this question, now I can see why some of you got this wrong, but that's because you got tricked. Now remember, to find the area of a triangle, this is the area of a triangle. Very simple question. Area of a triangle is what? Half times base times height. So in this case, what's the base? Well, the base is it's the 13.6, right? Base is the line that forms a right angle with the height, okay? And in this case, the height is 2.1. Remember, the height is the line that forms a 90-degree angle with the base, okay? So these two numbers are there to trick you. So if you use these numbers, you would have gotten them wrong, right? So remember, base is the 13.6, the height is the 2.1, because the height forms a 90-degree angle with the base. All right, so that's question 11 that half of you got right. Let's see question 13. Find the area. Again, same kind of question. Area is equal to half times base times height. So you guys probably got it wrong because you used the 6. Now the 6 is not to be used because remember, the base is the 7 and the height is the 4.9, right? Remember, this height forms a 90-degree angle with the base. Okay, so question 11 and then question 13. Oh yeah, question 13 and then question 22. So question 22 is also the orange question where half of you got this right. A footpath is 90 centimeter wide and 9.2 meters long. Find the area in square meters. Okay, come on, man. You guys got tricked by this. Remember, the area has to be in square meters. So that means what? You got to convert these units to meters. So 90 centimeters is how many meters? You got to divide by 100, right? To get to the amount of meters. So that's 0.9 meters. So you just have to multiply 0.9 by 9.2 and you get your answer. All right, let's see. 26. What's 26? Okay, 26 is another orange question. And okay, so you guys should know how to do this. You've done this before. So what you can do is to find the area of the shape, you find the area of the whole thing first. And then take away the area of this, right? So you can just say area is equal to A1, take away A2, where A1 is the area of the whole rectangle and the A2 is, you can think of the A2 as this area, okay? This is your A2. Okay, so how do you find A1? Well, A1 is, you just multiply 9 by 13 because A1 is just a rectangle. Take away the A2. A2 is this shape here, okay? So how do you find the area of this shape? So we know that this is going to be 4, right? I'm just going to rub all this out first, just to make it more clear. So Okay, so we know that this is 4. So what's the height? Well, we know that this is 4 and this is 4, right? So then the height of this should be what? 13 take away 8, which is 5, right? So that means this is a 4 by 5 shape, and you just have to take away 4 times 5, right? And that should give you the 97. So okay, 26 is kind of hard. Well, not really. Question 27. 600 square millimeters is how many square centimeters? Now remember, this is not the same question as asking 600 millimeters is equal to how many centimeters. Okay, this is a different question, and I think some of you treated this question the same as this question. Now remember, this is square centimeters, right? So we know that 1 centimeter squared is equal to 100 millimeters squared, right? So then, if this is 600, how many centimeters squared it should be? It should just be 6, right? So I'm not sure how you guys got this question wrong. Question 29. Which rhombus has an area of 48? Okay, so remember, to find the area of a rhombus, you multiply the two diagonals and then you halve it, right? Area equals half times x times y. So basically pick the one where it gives you 48. So what's half times 4 times 12? Well, that's not 48. Half times 6 times 8? That's not 48. Half times 4 times 24? That is 28. So that is 48. Okay. All right, so that's another orange question. Now, question 34. A veranda is this centimeters wide and 6.4 long. How the area? Okay, this is the same question as the other one, except because you guys need to convert this to meters, right? Because it's asking for square meters. So 140 centimeters is 1.4 meters. So if you multiply these two numbers, you should get this. So what I'm going to assume is a lot of you just typed 140 times 6.4, and that's just completely wrong. Because remember, you cannot times 2 units unless they have the same, two lengths unless they're the same unit, right? So this is wrong. All right. Question 32. Oh, yep, 34 and then 36. Okay, so question 36, half of you got this right. ABCD is a rhombus, AC is 17 and BD is 13. What's the area? Okay, so to do a question like that, just draw a diagram because we know it's a rhombus, right? So you can just draw it. A, B, C, D is a rhombus. And AC is 17. So this is 17. And BD is 13. Right? How to find the area? Well, remember, the area is what? Half times x times y. So it's just equal to half times 17 times 13, right? And that should give you the answer there. So that's not a hard question. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the red questions. And red questions are the ones where less than 40% of you got them right. So let's have a look. Question 12 is the first one. Find the area. Okay, so I don't know how you guys got tricked by this, but basically, area of a triangle is what? Half times base times height, right? Half times base. So what's the base? Well, remember, the base is the line that forms a right angle. The base forms a right angle with the height, right? And remember, the height is usually the line that's not a side of the triangle. Okay, so this 4.2 is not a side, right? Because these are the three sides. You have this side, you have this side, and you have this side, right? So generally, when they give you questions, so if they give you a number and that length is not one of the sides, it's most likely a height. Okay, so in this case, the base is 7.6 and the height is 4.2 because remember, the height is usually not a side of the triangle. The base, it has to be a side of the triangle. Okay, so why is 7.6 the base and not 12.3? Well, 7.6, this line, forms a 90-degree angle with this line, right? So then this needs to be the base. So then you just type this into your calculator and you get 15.96. So just remember, when you find the height is usually not a side of the triangle. Okay. All right, so that's the first question. Question 15 was another question where less than 40% of you got correct. All right, come on. This is not difficult. So remember, you can just draw a line here. Okay. Draw a line, split the shape up into A1 and A2. All right, so total area is equal to A1 plus A2. So what's A1? A1 is 6 times 8, right? And what's A2? Well, A2 is 4 times this length. Now, what's this length? Well, this is 10. This is 6, so this needs to be 4, right? 6 plus 4 gives you 10. And that should give you the 64 that you need here. Okay. So question 15, I'm surprised that a lot of you got this wrong. Very surprised. All right, question 16. Okay, question 16 might be a bit more tricky, and I can see why. So what you can do is, you can find the area of this whole shape. Okay, find the area of this whole shape and take away the area of the triangle, okay? So you can just say area is equal to A1, where A1 is the rectangle, take away the A2, where A2 is this triangle here. All right, so what's A1? Well, A1 is just going to be 11 times 13, right? That's the rectangle. Take away the A2. A2 is a triangle, so it's going to be half times base times height. So that's going to be the base, and that's going to be the height. So what length is this? This is 7, because this is 13. This is 6 plus 7 gives you 13. And the height, well, this is 11, this is 4, and this should be 7 too. Right? So it's half times 7 times 7. Plug this into your calculator, you should get this. So, okay, 16, if some of you got it wrong, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. 17. All right, come on. 17 is not hard. So remember, to find the area of this whole shape, just find the area of this plus this, right? So how hard can this be? Area equals to A1 plus A2 plus the A3. So what's A1? A1 is just 6 by 10. So 6 times 10 plus the A2. Well, A2 is a triangle with a height of 5 and a base of 10, right? So half times 5 times 10. Now, and then we can just add the A3. Now, A3 is just going to be the same as the A2 because these two triangles are exactly the same. So if you add up these numbers, you should get 110. Okay. So that's not too bad. Question 19 is another red question. That's question 19. Calculate the area. Okay, so remember, this is the area of a kite, right? Now, the area of a kite, if you still remember, is half times x times y, where x and y are the diagonals, right? So then, what's the diagonal? Well, this is 3. This is also 3. So this diagonal length is going to be 6, right? And how about this diagonal length? This diagonal length is already given to you, 8. So just plug it in and you get 24. So I'm confused why many of you got this question wrong. Question 21. A square has a perimeter of 54. What's the area? Okay, this one's a little bit more tricky, but just draw a diagram to begin. A square is a shape with all sides being equal. And if a perimeter is 54, then what are the sides? So remember, to find the perimeter of a square, so if you can let the side be x, okay? So we know that 4x, that means 4 times x, because each of the sides will be equal, right? And if you add them up, you should get 54. So then what's the length of one of the sides? So you just do 54 divided by 4, which is what? 13.5, okay? 13.5. So we know that each of the sides of a square is going to be 13.5, right? So I'm just going to rub this out and write 13.5. Okay, so 13.5. Now, if we know that each side is 13.5, how do we find the area of a square? So we just do area is equal to 13.5 times 13.5, right? That's all we need to do. So that's how you get the answer. So, okay, 21, fair enough. If you get this wrong, I will forgive you. But if you get this wrong, if you get question 19 wrong, not forgivable. 24, find the missing length of this triangle. Okay, so You haven't done these questions in the past, so I guess it's forgivable that you got this wrong. But basically, you need to find an expression for the area, right? Because they give you the area. So area is equal to half times base times height. So we know that area is 100.8 is equal to half times the base. Now, what's the base? Well, we don't know what the base is, so we just write b times by the height. Now the height, remember, height is the side that's not part of the triangle, right? Usually. So as you can see, 12 is not part of the triangle, so 12 is going to be the height. Now we have to simplify this. So 100.8 is equal to what? What's half times 12? Half times 12 is 6. So 6 times b is 6b. So then b is equal to, okay, you have to divide both sides by 6, right, to make b by itself. So then b is equal to 100.8 divided by 6. So let's try and get that. 100.8 divided by 6, 16.8. Okay, so that's how you get the answer, right? So okay, 24. It's a tough question, so if you get this wrong, it's okay. 25. Okay, so this question, you've seen this question in the homework. So if you've done that question in the homework, you should be able to do this question. Basically, you can split this up into 3 shapes. Okay, this is your A1, your area 1, area 2, area 3. So area is equal to, the area of the whole shape is equal to area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3. So what does area 1 equal to? Well, you know that these 3 sides are going to be equal, right? And the total is 12. So that means each of these sides are going to be 4, right? And how tall is this? Well, you know that this is 8, this is 4, and there's 2 sides left. So what's 8 take away 4? 4, right? So then you have to divide the sides by 2 because there's 2 of them, right? So we know that area 1 is going to be 4 times 2 plus the area 2. So what's the area 2 going to be? Area 2 is going to be a rectangle that's 4 plus 4, which is 8 times 2, right? The height. Plus area 3, which is 12 by 4, right? And if you add these 3 numbers up, you should get 72. So question 5 can be a bit tough as well. But if you've done the question before, I think you'll do fine. The next one is 28. 28, less than 40% of you got this right. Okay. So now how I would do this is they even draw the triangles for you. Just find the area of the whole rectangle and take away the 2 triangles, right? So you take away A1 and the A2. Find the area of the rectangle. So the area of how do you find the area of the whole rectangle? Is 6 by 8, right? Take away A1, take away the A2, yeah? So what does this equal to? 48, take away, what's the A1? Oh, A1 is 2 by, well, I assume this is 3. How do you find the area of the triangle? Half times 2 times 3, right? And then you also have to take away this triangle, which is half times 2 times 3. So then what you should get is, if you type it all into a calculator, you should get 42. So basically, to do this, you find the area of the whole rectangle, and you take away the 2 triangles, and you get 42. Alright, so then there's 2 more questions that I have to go through. Question 30. Okay, question 30 is find the height. Okay, so basically, this is a trapezium. So you just have to use the area of a trapezium formula. Area is equal to what? A plus B times H times a half, right? So then just substitute the numbers that you know. So area is 195, so 195 is equal to A plus B, so 11 plus 19, times H, which is H, times by a half. Now we have to simplify this. So 195 is equal to, what's 11 plus 19? 30, good. 30 times H times a half. 195 is equal to, now, what's 30 times a half? Oh, actually, it doesn't matter which order you do it. 30 times H gives you 30H. 30H times a half will give you 15H, right? And then to find H, you divide both sides by 15. So then you get H is equal to 195 divided by 15, which gives you 13. So okay, question 30 can be a bit tough, so I'll forgive you if you get that wrong. 35. Okay, 35 asks you to find the shaded area. So remember, to find these shaded areas, there's usually multiple ways to do it, but for this one, I think you can just find the area of the whole rectangle, take away your A1, right? This can be your A1. Take away the area of the triangle. So the total area is the area of the rectangle, which is 3.2 times 4.5. Take away the A1, right? So what's 3.2 times 4.5? Well, let's see. 14.4, okay. So 14.4, take away the area of the triangle. How do you find the area of the triangle? Remember, half times base times height. So what's the base? This is the base, right? This is the base. So what's the base? Base is 4.5. And the height. What's the height of the triangle? Well, the height is 2, of course, because this is a 90-degree angle. And like I said, the height is usually the side that's not part of the triangle. So this triangle has 3 sides, and this 2 is not one of the sides. So, and then if you type this into your calculator, you should get 9.9. Okay. All right. So that's all for the summary of the test. I hope that you're able to learn from the mistakes that you have made. Thank you for watching.